Hey guys, Sarkoth here. We are back with Chaos Child finally after the long hiatus my channel has been on for various reasons. But anyway, let's just get right into it. I did rewatch some of the earlier scenes to make sure I remembered everything. I didn't watch all of it, but the last I don't know, the few scenes before this I watched, so I should know everything that's going on. That online game addict had the best computer skills of anyone in the club. Oh right, I was checking her delusion triggers. Let's do positive. Whenever she was around, it was her job to run searches and organize the information on the PC, but...
Kazuki, 手伝わなくていい。この件については部の活動と認めてないから。
Oh, she doesn't approve of the investigations. Kazuki gave us a questioning look.
そうなんだ。
Kazuki just said, like she always did and walked away. This kind of reminds me of Moeka, but like a gamer.
ほら、カズキ、まだ手赤いわ。もっとさすってあげるから。
Okay. Kazuki obediently walked towards Kurusu. Kurusu took her hands and rubbed them gently, like a mother would.
痛かったでしょ？どうしてそんな無茶をするの？
Is that all she says?
どう？まだ痛い？痛いの痛いの飛んでけ。
Oh, that's the same phrase Mayuri used.
カズキ、どうしたの？急に抱きついて。
Is that actually the only thing she can say?
甘えん坊さんなんだから。あ、もしかして私がしばらく部室に来られなかったから寂しかったの？
Okay.
じゃあわからないわ。ほら、私の目を見てちゃんと答えて。ね？寂しかったんでしょ？違う？
I don't know what to say.
かわいいのね。
Okay.
ごめんね。寂しい思いさせて。でも安心して。今日はずっと和樹と一緒にいてあげるから。
They're making a Yuri field, it seems.
私もあなたと一緒にいられて嬉しい。手の痛みはもう引いた？まだ？じゃあとっておきのおまじない。
Okay. Kazuki watched her, the look of ecstasy in her eyes as Kurusu softly kissed her fingers. I felt like I was seeing something I shouldn't, so I looked away.
和樹の指。
You looked away from your own
細く
delusion.
てとっても綺麗。
おい、何ぼんやりしてるんだ？
Yes.
宮代？いや、別に。
I chased the stupid idea out of my mind. Kurusu was nice to everyone, even girls like Kazuki who couldn't communicate with others. Of course, in reality, Kurusu and Kazuki had never done anything like that, and they never would. Kazuki put her headphones on and went back to the corner of the room. She started slamming her keys again. It's funny, she doesn't look like she would get very angry easily, but I guess that it's just you're different online, I guess. I never did know how to talk to her. Actually, it felt like they'd been forever since I'd even spoken to her. If you could call this a conversation, that is. She'd been part of the newspaper club for 6 months, and all I knew about her was that she liked games, knew a lot about computers, and hated talking. In the end, Ito printed out the pictures, and I took them and went in front of the bulletin board before Kurusu changed her mind. Sounds like an older printer. If Kurusu was going to listen, it was probably better to start at the beginning. Probably better for me, the player. She didn't even seem interested in cases, but if I ignored her, it just made her even madder. Even Ito as a even using Ito as a shield wouldn't be enough to save me then.
今僕らが追っている事件は2つ。まず1つ目は今月の7日に起きたニコニア生放送公開自殺事件、
Kochimina.
通称こっちみんな。
Okay, yeah, it's the one
場所はこ
we
こ
saw in the
陣
opening.
南。
Gina.
事件の内容は名前の通りニコニア動画で生放送していた男が放送中に突然自殺した。
Yeah, it was really weird how it happened too. Just people showed up and I guess forced their delusions on him or something.
厳密に言うと完全に自殺と決まったわけじゃないんだけど、死んだ時の状況からそう言われてる。名前は大谷優馬。
Reminds me of the original Chaos Head, actually,
俺氏
with the woman
未
ate her
来が
hand
見
or
えてしま
something.
う件についてっていう預言者もどきみたいな放送を定期的にやって結構アクセス数を稼いでいたニア生主
21? I swear he looked older
で、
than
そ
that.
の状況だけど、まず放送中に大谷氏はコメントを設ける時間をとって一旦カメラ前から姿を消す。その後ドアがノックされて誰かが来たらしい音をわずかだけどマイクが拾ってる。聞き取れないけど何かを話す声も。
Okay, so they were actually real people that showed up because the voices got picked up.
そしてカメラ前に戻ってくると右腕が半分なくなってた。細かく切断されて自分が持ってきた皿の上に乗ってたんだ。そしてその指を自分で食べた。まるで痛みを感じていない素振りで。
Yeah, it really is like that. I think it was like the bad ending of Chaos Head, and this woman ate her arm. I remember it just like Chaos Head. I guess these games are just more bloody. Cruz's expression changed a little. She probably hadn't known that. The suicide had been big news, even on TV, and she probably hadn't. So she'd probably seen it there, but the details have been so horrific, the news hadn't broadcast them. Yeah, that's not surprising. But those details could be found anywhere on the internet. It was only a matter of time before someone started putting it all together. The video itself had even started to get around.
そして少し経ってからいきなり苦しみ出して死亡した。見ていた人は事件として発覚するまでいたずらか何かだと思っていたみたい。
出血性ショック死な。警察の発表でもそうなってたし、混沌するまでの時間を考えても間違いない。
Ito added. Ito knew more about this stuff than I did. He was a fan of bizarre murders, and he read 10 times as many killer diaries and nonfiction crime books as I had. That's not weird at
何ら
all.
かの理由で精神が錯乱した上での自殺って見解が濃厚らしいけど、警察は自殺の直前に部屋を訪ねてきた誰かを探しているらしい。もしかしたら自殺幇助や自殺教唆の疑いがあるんじゃないかって。
In Japan, if you saw someone trying to kill themselves and didn't intervene, it wasn't a crime unless the police could prove you wanted them to die. Really? I don't know how that works here in America. But aiding in a suicide or encouraging someone to commit suicide was illegal. Yeah, I know that's true in America. That meant that the police were probably looking for whoever met Utani just before his death. Kurusu was silent, but she was looking at the board and seemed to be listening. It seemed safe. On to the next case.
2つ目は19日に起きた事件。死体の状況から音漏れ炭っていう通称がついてる。
Okay.
場所はここ深セン。名前は高柳桃音、20歳。ニコニアの歌ってみたの歌い手で最近ネットで有名になってきてるアニメソングのコピーバンドのボーカル。
It's funny, we're actually actively gathering information about these murders. When Chaos said he didn't want to know anything about the murders at all, and just wanted to play games.
復興祭のステージで歌うことも決まってた。バンドの派手な衣装を着たまま一人でストリートライブもしていて、晴れの日は毎日決まった場所決まった時間で演奏していたらしい。
Oh, I was just wondering what the cause of death was, but it has the case details here. Died from blood loss after having a speaker implanted in her stomach. It is believed that she performed with her band at a concert hall. Someone sliced open her stomach and inserted a speaker inside the wound. What the? Before she died, she traveled along the roads beside the highway with a speaker inside of her, then sat down on the sidewalk. The speaker inside her stomach continually played a recording which said, "Stay and listen for a while," a fan of hers said. She had something special that just drew you in. It's a shame. Holy crap.
その日はいつもの場所にかなり遅刻して現れてライブを始めた。だけど何か様子がおかしかった。声が小さくていつもの感じじゃなかったらしい。そして結局ライブの最中に死亡した。こっちも失血死。ライブを始める前からお腹を刺傷していたんだ。
I was gonna say, don't tell me she tried to still continue the concert.
妙なのがやっぱり遺体の状況で。伊藤、再生してくれ。
おう。
He tapped a few keys on the computer's keyboard. And a moment later, let's see. See, when I saw this picture before, I didn't know the condition of the body. I just knew it was bloody. But she had a speaker forcibly implanted in her. Jeez. Tux. Kurusu looked confused when she heard the sound. Evidently, she wasn't able to make it out. I couldn't make it out either.
ああ、そっちじゃなくて渋谷ニュースが音声いじってアップしてくれた方。
ああ、そっちだよな。There's
multiple versions.
死んでるって。マジで死んでるって。救急車呼べって。
ありがとう。ゆっくりしていってね。ありがとう。
Oh god.
ゆっくりしていってね。ありがとう。ゆっくりしていって。
Never has that phrase sounded more creepy. Her expression changed. She must have been able to hear it this time.
ありがとう。ゆっくりしていってね。
ゆっくりしてって言ってね。
常連のお客さんによれば、いつも彼女はこの一言からストリートライブを始めていたんだって。
I've heard that phrase on Nico Duga before. According to the regulars, that's how she began this.
ニアドユーザーだからな。なんでも歌ってみたの歌い手の中では彼女のライブが一番だって最近評判だったらしいぞ。
I am a bit familiar with Nico Duga, but not a whole lot. I mostly stick to YouTube still. Kurusu seemed to be ignoring me and Ito. She was staring at the computer screen that was the source of the sound.
今のは
Oh, she just still didn't
悲
understand.
鳴は死体を発見したお客さんたちのもの。動画で撮っていた人がいたんだ。で、今のは高柳さん自身の声で。
She still does not get it.
お腹に埋め込まれていた小型のスピーカーから聞こえてきたんだ。
Yep. Kurusu seemed confused, so Ito interjected.
つまりその日のライブは最初から録音されたものだったんだよ。
後で発見された証拠によると、彼女はコンビニで売ってるカッターで自分で自分の腹を裂いて Bluetooth のスピーカーを埋め込んだらしい。ガムテープで止血とも呼べない適当な応急処置をした後、着ている服と衣装でその傷を隠してライブを始めたんだ。
Oh, okay. So she was still like in a trance, like Utani.
最初は録音した自分の声に合わせてギターを弾いていたらしいんだけど、途中からは歌声だけになった。それからはうつむきっぱなしだったみたいだから、その時にはすでに死亡してたんじゃないかな。だけどお客さんは様子がおかしいとは思いながらも気づかずにずっと聴き続けて。
Maybe they also thought it was a gimmick.
彼女のポケットに入れていた携帯音楽プレイヤーが傷から流れた血液で壊れたのか、最初からそういう設定だったのか。とにかくさっきの音声トラックがリピート再生されるまで死んでいるとは気づかなかった。
Yeah. Cruce's face was a mixture of confusion and discomfort. Of course it was. She'd never heard of something like this. I couldn't hold back my excitement.
な、すごいだろ。
Until it gets too much and you get over your head. Instead of agreeing, Cruce's brow furrowed. She probably didn't realize it, but she'd wrapped her arms around herself. What was wrong? Was that a little too creepy?
でここまでは単にこれまでの事件の整理だろ。発見ってのは
Oh right, he was at a karaoke bar, I think, or something like that. Oh yeah, he was right. I used a computer to print out a series of pictures.
当然だけど、両方とも事件の目的はわからない。今のところ唯一の不審人物である大谷氏の部屋を訪ねてきた人間が何者で何を考えて何を話したのかも見当がつかない。
I wonder if they're related at all to the bad guys from the original.
でも僕はこの妙な事件はまだ続くと思う。被害者の共通点からの推測でしかないけどね。
Oh, what do they have in common?
マジか
Ito leapt out of his chair in shock. Well, I couldn't blame him.
共通点に関しては散々話し合ったろ。分かったのは渋谷に住んでることとニア道のユーザーだったこと。あとはまあ2人ともある程度の知名度があって自殺した状況が異常だってことくらいか。でもそんなもんじゃそれ以上のことは何も見えてこなかっただろう。
So, what do they have in common?
気づかないか？別の共通点。
I pointed towards the bulletin board as I spoke. Ito looked around, really annoyed.
偉そうにしよってからに。そもそもこっちの気を引くようにプリントアウトしてるやつはなんだ？
One of the best parts of finding something like this was seeing the angry look on his face. Well, it was only yesterday that I found this out myself, though.
じらさなくていいから何を見つけたの？
Cruzu beckoned for me to go on. No matter what she said after hearing this, she probably wanted to know what came next. Oh, it finished printing. Yes. Katsuki suddenly stood in front of me. She offered me the printed images without a word.
ありがとう。
So she did help. Then she offered me something else. A lollipop. It's already open.
くれるの？
She nodded.
どうも。
Okay. Katsuki seemed to be communicating in her own unique way. She walked to the bulletin board, and taped the data printouts of the two cases with her finger.
和樹どうした？
Is she interested? She did it again. I saw the part where she's pointing at and nodded.
そう。日付だよ。7日、19日。
Okay, they're 12 days apart.
共通点。9月7日と9月19日。渋谷で発生した異常な事件。わかるだろ？
Oh, is it related to the original New Gen murders? I kept looking at Ito. Usually he would be the one to pick up on this. A second later, he froze. He must have figured it out.
猟奇マニアのお前ならわかるだろ？
I pinned the images just printed out on the bulletin board's map.
9月7日、集団ダイブ。
Yep.
9月
There we
19日、
go.
妊娠男。
Yeah, that one was particularly gross.
9月29日、貼り付け。10月10日、ヴァンパイア。
All of these old
10
chaos
月
head
23
murders.
日、ノータリン。
Brain
10月
dead.
28日、うまい手。
I remember that.
11月4日、ドキュンパズル。
Tokyo Puzzle.
ニュージェネレーションの狂気。
Yep. 6 years ago in 2009, a series of strange deaths that occurred just before the earthquake had struck Shibuya on November 6th. They became famous for the words left by the killer, "Whose eyes are those eyes?" They called the killings the New Generation Madness. The murders took place in Shibuya, but the whole country took an interest in them. At the end, I was in 6th grade, and just like a lot of people, I followed it. Oh, at the time, I followed every new development on the internet.
日付が6年前の事件とぴったり一致してるんだ。事件も自殺っぽいっていう内容はともかく猟奇的だという点で同じ。
Oh, I have no doubt that they're
偶
similar.
然でしょ。
She seemed to be trying to force the words out of her throat. Kurusu was acting a little strange. Her arms clutched her torso even tighter.
副部長
To be honest, after what happened in Chaos Head, I'm surprised people would even want to still live here. Maybe it was because of all the creepy pictures she'd seen. Kurusu was still shaking. She tried her best to stop as she spoke.
何でも関連づけて大きくしたがるのはやめなさい。2つたまたま一致しただけでしょ。
偶然かそうではないかはすぐにわかるよ。ニュージェネ第3の事件が起こったのは9月29日。つまり
Okay, so there's the third one. It'll be a pattern. It happens today.
もし今日渋谷でまた妙な事件が起こったらその時は間違いない。偶然が3つ続くなんて放っておける要素じゃないだろ。
You know it will. Also, the eating body parts. A phone ring. It was mine.
はい。もしもし。
The eating body parts and then the putting something in someone's stomach are both themes that were in the original murders. So I wonder if it's a copycat.
事件だ。いや、事故？とにかくタクの言う通りのことが起きたかもしれないんだよ。
I can feel my heart starting to race as she spoke. It's already happened. There's a Love Hotel area in Dogenzaka, 5 minutes from Shibuya Station. A few days ago, there had been some kind of suspicious fires there, and I'd come to do some reporting. The place was supposedly a Love Hotel spot, but even at night when business should have been booming, it wasn't particularly exciting. During the day, when all the lights were turned off, if you didn't look at the signs, it would look very different from your average neighborhood. Or it wouldn't. One of the buildings was a 4-story Love Hotel with a terrible name, Fairies Dance. It faced a narrow street and there was no parking lot. So the police cars they parked had to park at a meter nearby.
こっち。
Sariko was standing in front of a general store some distance away. She was supposed to be spending the day taking photos of the area around the last 2 crime scenes.
何があった？
わかんない。さっきゲンさんと107の近くですれ違った時にここで何かが起きたって教えてくれたの。
相変わらずあの人はよくわかんない
So they
な。
know there's a crime, they just don't know what it
ど
is
こから
yet.
仕入れてるんだそんな情報。便利だからいいけど。
Gen was a homeless man I knew who had sold me all the books in my secret stash. He was a drunk who claimed to be of noble blood, but the stories he told me about his past didn't sound very noble at all. The guy was a weirdo, but since he spent all his time wandering around Shibuya, he knew a surprising amount of info about it. Well, the homeless guy in Chaos Head turned out to be very important, so...
でも大事なのは間違いないっぽいよ。さっき中に入ってった警察の人が応援呼んでたみたいだし。
I wonder if it'll be another crime similar to one of the ones in Chaos Head. I decided to start by taking a video of the outside of the hotel with my smartphone. Police?
お前
Oh, it was them
こ
running.
ういう時だけ足早いな。
Ito. And... No. I'd left the 2 of them in the club room and they'd only now just caught up with me. They must have ran here. Ito especially was breathing very heavily.
なんだ。クルスも来たのか。
I mean, if the police are there, it's not like you're gonna be able to get past the yellow tape, right? Kazuki had decided not to come, evidently. Of course not, she's probably gaming. I'd never seen her outside except when we were going to and from school.
で、事件か？
I told Ito what I'd heard from Serika. He seemed really disappointed.
なんだそりゃ。単に血は喧嘩かなんかで騒ぎになったんじゃねえの？
I doubt they'd call for yellow tape. They'd have yellow tape wrapped around it and call for backup for that. But
それだけでわざわざ応援なんて呼ぶか？
yeah,
それに今日は29日なんだぞ。
だから気にしすぎだって言ってるでしょ。
Kurusu seemed upset. She glanced at the love hotels around her in angst, or in disgust.
早く
Right.
学校に戻りましょう。学生がいていい場所じゃない。監視カメラに映っているのが問題になったらどうするの？
She probably didn't want to get involved. Then why'd you follow? Ever since the rebuilding, there have been more cameras around Shibuya than ever before, even around the left hotels. In our school uniforms, we probably stood out. I don't live near a city, so I don't have to deal with that. Cruise motioned for us.
Huh?
I saw something in the viewfinder. On the third floor of the Love Hotel, the windows in one of the rooms facing the alleyway were open. The windows must have been all the way open because the curtains were fluttering out.
なあ、普通こういうとこって窓開いてないもんだよな。
No. What, you're doing it in the Love Hotel? I asked Ito as I looked up at them.
ん？まあそうなんじゃねえの？使ったことなんかねえからわかんねえけど。
You think you can get up there or something? Ito followed my gaze and saw it for himself. It felt suspicious. I'd never been to a Love Hotel either, so I didn't know, but normally you keep the windows shut, right? You wouldn't want people seeing or hearing what you were doing. Yeah?
Huh?
But I don't see like a ladder or anything. Then suddenly I heard a sound from somewhere. It was a calming sound with a simple melody. I took a closer listen. Was it a music box? Oh, that isn't the OST. It definitely was. It was coming from the room with the open windows. It sounded like it was inviting us in. What was going on? The music box murder. I looked around. The building across from the open window was another Love Hotel, but it had no windows on that side. I couldn't look into the building like I'd done with the karaoke box last week. Karaoke. And I finally couldn't climb my way up.
ちょっと何考えてるの？
Yeah, and also you're a student, so I doubt you'd probably get stopped at the front desk. I don't think they'd let you in. Must have had a pencil look on my face, but Kurusu turned to me curiously. Oh, I just wanted to go inside a Love Hotel to break into a crime scene, you know. I looked over at the parking meters. There was still only the one car.
裏口ぐらいどっかにあるだろうから、応援の警察が来る前に済まそう。伊藤、そっち側から回ってくれ。
おう。
僕はこっち側から。
What are you gonna do when the cops catch you?
ちょっとタクル、こっち見なさい。
They might think you're involved or something. I began to go around the building, not waiting for Ito's answer, but Kurusu grabbed my arm.
ダメ。こんなの部活の範疇じゃないでしょ。私の言うことが聞けないの？
I mean, this is beyond what any normal person would do, so it's whatever. Crap. She was just a millimeter short of making that face again.
しかもここ、いかがわしいホテルでしょう。それに、もし妙なことに巻き込まれたらどうするの？
What? Come on. That hardly ever happens. I knew all that, but I didn't want to give up. This might be my chance to get a real scoop.
停学にでもなったらどうするつもり？姉として弟を危険な目に遭わせるわけにはいかないの。
Oh, is she actually his, like, legit big sister? I thought she was just, like, childhood friend playing a big sister role. Oh, sis-
弟というか
okay.
家族でも何でもないじゃんか
Yeah.
僕たちは
Oh, I guess she considers him a brother. And that was a dick thing to say. Instantly, Kurusu grabbed me by the collar with incredible force and brought her face so close to me that our foreheads touched. Jeez, we've only just started. Throwing these feels at me. I could tell her cheeks were flushed. There was a small, wordless growl from deep within her throat, and her arms were shaking a little as she held me. What was she trying to say? That she thinks she thinks of you as a brother. No, I knew what she was trying to say, but Kurusu didn't say it. Kurusu wasn't the sort of awful person who'd bring up a distant past to try to win an argument. Anyway, that was all over now. It wasn't either of our faults. What? She attack her or something? Yeah. Suddenly, Serika ran over and tackled Kurusu. What the heck? The momentum slammed both of them to the ground.
ちょっとセリカ、何して。喧嘩はダメだよ、のんちゃん。タク、5人でみんな仲良くが新聞部のモットーでしょ。
Okay. No, that was never our motto.
しんちゃんも止めなきゃダメじゃん。
いやつうかどこ行ってたんだ
She find a way in?
ああ、そうだ。喧嘩してる場合じゃないんだよ、タク。
She suddenly hopped up like a cheap toy.
裏のドア開いてる。
Well, I was right.
喉乾いて自販機なくてホテルの中ならあるだろうと思って裏のドア見つけて開けて中入って自販機やってさすが妖精のダンスじゃんやるじゃんって思って買って一気飲みしてたらあれって
んだよそれ
Okay.
お前いつも後先考えずに突き進むよな
タクどうするの
He's gonna sneak in, obviously. I could tell that Kurusu was glaring at me. But she didn't say anything. She couldn't say anything.
二人で行こうカップルの方がいざという時にごまかしが効くかもしれない
I mean, you're in school uniforms, though. Shouldn't you have, like, a disguise?
オッケ
Unless you're role-playing or something. As soon as the words were out of my mouth, Serika beckoned for me to follow her. I did. I didn't say it, but in my heart, I apologized to Kurusu as I went. Of course, she couldn't hear me, and she didn't say anything. Yeah, that's the way to do it.
階段向こうなんだけどな
We went inside the hotel from the rear entrance and hid behind the corner that led to the lobby. This was my first time inside a Love Hotel, and a lot less gaudy than I expected. The name was false advertising. There were no fairies, and no one was dancing. What a ripoff. Maybe the quiet atmosphere was a selling point? But...
ですから人を早くよこしてくださいいやそれは新庄さんに聞いてください
Yep, sounds like they found something big. The quiet was ruined by the sound of a police officer screaming into his phone. He was either confused or excited, because he kept saying the same things over and over. Yeah, this is smart. Sneak up on a police officer. Something had happened after all. Something bad enough that he needed backup. This was my chance. If we could get to the scene before the place is overflowing with cops, we might be able to get an unexpected scoop.
はいそれは間違いありません確認しましたですがこちらでは判断がいえですからそういう状態じゃないんです
くそ
Damn it, the cop was in the way. Whether we looked at the stairs or the elevator, we needed to get through the lobby to get to them. Yeah, that's what I figured. How can you get past the cop?
行くよ
え
早く
Okay. Serika took me by the arm, as if we were a couple, and entered the lobby without trying to hide at all. She's really bold. She ignored me and walked straight for the stairs.
おい
The cop must have seen us because he yelled at us from behind. Shit. He probably hadn't seen our faces. Should we run? No, that would make us look more suspicious.
部屋から出るなと言っているだろう。はい。いえ、すいません、大丈夫です。それより早く応援を。
Also, there's still people here, and they're forced to hide in their rooms. He started to mumble into the phone. We crossed the lobby without looking back, so he thinks that they're going back to their room. Okay.
無茶するなよ。
でもタクの言った通りだったじゃん。ごまかせたごまかせた。
びっくりした。
That was a close call. My heart was pounding so loud the noise was making me sick. Could he not tell that we were high school students? No, even if he saw us from behind, he'd be able to tell by our uniforms. I guess he was just so rattled from what he saw. Why didn't he arrest us? Maybe he was panicking so much that the thought never occurred to him.
てと、どうしようか。
Serica let go of my arm and turned toward me. That's right. Now wasn't the time for thinking about other things. There's
外から
murder.
見たあの場所が現場かどうかはわからないけど、とりあえず3階から当たろう。そこが外れだったら他の場所を見ていく。警察の様子から見て、やっぱり何か事件があったんだ。絶対に取って帰ろう。
Jeez.
オッケー。
It was quiet. The policeman's voice was still drifting up the stairs, but only made the quiet seem more oppressive. Just like he said, the customers had probably been told not to leave their rooms. It was too late for it to matter now, but I was starting to feel a little scared. Come to think of it, if something had happened, maybe the killer was still there. No crap.
そういえばタク、まだのんちゃんと喧嘩しちゃってるんだね。
Serica's voice was relaxed. I was grateful. Yeah, she doesn't seem scared at all. I take any opportunity to relieve this tension.
喧嘩ってわけじゃないよ。
No, maybe it was.
でもまだクルスって呼んでるんでしょ？気持ちはわかるけど、なんとかならないかな。
There's probably some backstory there. Till half a year ago, I'd called her Nono, her first name. After the incident that caused me to leave the dorm, I'd never called her that again. As long as I kept calling her Kurusu, she kept being mad at me. It must have been hurting some important part of her.
タク、
あ、
Next thing I knew, we were on the third floor. Serica had gotten ahead of me at some point and was poking her head around the corner and into the hallway.
誰もいないみたい。
よし。
Let's see what we found. I took out my phone and got ready to record. As soon as I went to the third floor hallway, I found myself holding my breath. My heart was pounding even louder than when the cops had yelled at us. I tried to control myself as I looked down the corridor. The rooms must have been very big because the gap between the doors was large. The floor was red, sinking into the black alley as the hallway stretched back. Yeah, this place looks creepy. I could hear the unpleasant sound of blowing air. They must have had air conditioning on. There were no windows, and there wasn't a lot of light, so the hallway looked pretty creepy. There was nothing out of the ordinary otherwise. Still, it was strange. The air felt solid. It felt like someone would jump out from the shadows the second you let your guard down. Or perhaps there were traps scattered around everywhere along the floor. For a second, the floor seemed to be stained with blood. I shook that image out of my mind. What was this? It was like the fear you feel in the darkness at night. Was it just because there was so little light? No, it was worse than that. I felt like someone was watching me and enjoying my unease. It was like they were peering deep into my heart. Sono me, dare no me. I almost jumped off the ground with a start.
どうしたの？
Don't just talk to me like that. You scared the hell out of me.
なんでもない。なんか変じゃないか。
I gestured with my head down the hallway. Serica looked past me into the darkness.
そりゃ、 暗いからなんか不気味だけど、雰囲気作りとかじゃないの？
Why would you want it to create a creepy mood at your love hotel? Was it? Was that all? Was I being too sensitive? Try flipping the light switch on the wall next to me, but nothing happened. Maybe the bulbs were burnt out, or maybe it wasn't switched for this hallway at all. Damn it, this wasn't 1407 or something. 1407. It's been a while since I did this for C tips. Oh, I didn't even look up these things. I think those are old ones that I had. 1407. A 2007 horror movie about a hotel room where all the occupants commit suicide based on a work by the master of modern horror, Stephen King. Ah! I get it. The Shining, right? I turned around. The only person there was Serica. You know, it's funny, I was actually thinking as I saw this hallway that it reminded me of the one in The Shining. And you'd think there'd be two creepy kids up there. No one was looking at me. No one else was looking at me. I took some time to make sure of it before I spoke.
行くぞ。
Serica nodded cheerfully and stayed behind me as we walked deeper into the hallway. I remember the location of the window I'd seen outside. It was probably deeper in the hall, the furthest one back, or the one before it.
あの二つのどちらかかな。
Are you gonna start opening doors now? I walked as silently as I could down the long hallway toward the last rooms on the left side. With every step I took, I could feel the sensation of the hallway floor through the bottom of my heels. It was like I was being forced to think about nerves that I had never used before. My body felt very tense. I didn't see any cops in the hallway. Usually they'd leave at least one person here at the scene. Was this the wrong floor? I mean, maybe it was just that one guy. We reached the second to last door. Room 306. Let's do negative. It's already a negative tone. I guess positive would be you'd see a couple making out or something. Alright. Just the quiet rumble of the air conditioner is all I
覗
could
き
hear.
穴とかないの？
Come on.
ここはラブホテルだぞ。
Yeah, it'd probably be the opposite. I don't think you could peep into the room.
ああ、そっか。
おい、何を。
ノック。
お前な。
She's knocking on the door. So who answers? And then suddenly the door flung open.
なんじゃこれ。誰だノックしたアホは。
An angry and very underdressed man came storming out. His hair was short and permed, and he had a gold necklace around his neck. Oh no, this guy was bad news. Serica had frozen in surprise.
お前か。ノックしたのは。
When he glared at me, I shook my head without thinking. And then he turned his gaze towards Serica.
だったらお前か。なめとったらどうなるかたっぷり教えてるからな。覚悟しとけ。
The man grabbed Serica by the hand and tried to pull her into the room.
ノックしてきたのはそっちだろうが。勝手なこと抜かせな。
Called the cop. She turned toward me for help with tears in her eyes. Something really bad was about to happen to her. Yeah, no shit. I had to do something. I had to.
やめ。
男は黙ってれ。
I was then kicked in the solar plexus. The force sent me flying all the way to the other side of the wall where I then collapsed onto the ground. The pain was so great that I couldn't breathe. I couldn't even stand up. And then the door slammed shut. I could hear the man yelling and Serica screaming from within. All I could do was crumple up into a ball on the ground, crying in fear and frustration. I mean, you call the cops, but... What if that happened? Serica was just too reckless. We didn't belong in a place like this anyway. I bit my lip and watched in fear as she kept knocking.
もうやめなって。
そう？
警察もいないし、この階じゃないのかもな。
I mean, you can check if it's locked, I guess. Oh. Is that the killer? I flinched back at the sudden noise. What was that sound of breaking glass?
隣からだったよな。
She was cleaning my back in surprise with her hands on my shoulders, so she's worried down.
多分奥でしょ。
Serica pointed to the next room. We stood there for a moment. The violent sound must have scared her, because Serica's easygoing mood had totally vanished. But we waited a while, and nothing more happened. There were no voices or sounds of struggle. The hallway was the same as ever. But, was I imagining it, or was the hall a little bit darker than before?
戻った方がいいか。
Serica didn't answer my question. She didn't seem afraid, but she had a serious look on her face as we stared down the hallway. Maybe something had happened and the serial killer, and the killer was still there. No, wait, I needed to think about this rationally. There was an officer on the first floor who called for backup. First floor. Usually when a call came in, the police never came there alone. There was always more than one. I found that out for myself during my reporting, so I was sure of it. So there had to be another officer at the scene. The killer couldn't just be hiding there. If there was any chance of that, the cop would have told us to go back to our rooms. Or he wouldn't have. Did the killer break the glass during a struggle? No, that didn't make sense either. If there was any chance of them being able to do that, why would the officer have gone down? The other one have gone downstairs? He probably gone down there to tell the front desk not to let anyone else in. I had no proof. But it should be okay. More than anything, I hadn't taken any photos yet. What the I jumped literally when I heard the sudden sound. It was a very strange sound, one that didn't belong here. I looked and saw that Serica had gotten so nervous, she'd taken out her Garo Rose strap and started to play with it. Oh, right, that thing. She probably didn't even know she was doing it. I softly poked her with my elbow. I motioned for her to keep quiet, and she seemed confused. Then she realized what she was doing and quickly put the strap back into her pocket. As soon as she was done, I looked down the hall once more. All the way to the front of the room. We should head there. I tried to steel myself, then checked over my shoulder once more to make sure no one was there. I started to walk forward very carefully. I was afraid of even making the slightest sound. Serica followed me wordlessly with her hand on my shoulder. I grabbed her hand with my free hand, the other was holding onto my smartphone. She squeezed it tight. So, what is it? The feeling of her fingers kept me strong as I walked forward. The next room. Room 305. The room at the far end of the hallway. Just like room 306, it had a plain old door, but it felt like it was exuding an intense pressure.
ここからだよね。
I mean, there's like a red glow, it looks like. Is that blood on the side? Or is that just a stain? Whatever. She was asking about the sound.
多分な。
I answered, despite not having any proof at all. We waited, but still heard nothing. I looked around once more to make sure no one was there. Then put my ear up against the door. And then I heard a small sound. It was a sound I'd heard outside. The sound from the windows, like a music box playing. Was someone killed with the music box? It was relaxed and peaceful, even if we weren't, and played the same tune over and over.
この部屋だ。窓が開いていた部屋。
Serica was looking at me.
開く？
I mean, it could be locked. No, that's... I hesitated, but she put her hand on the doorknob. Oh.
ダメ。
She seemed relieved but a little upset. Oh, so it is locked. I knew exactly how she felt. I felt the same way. Can you pick it? I moved away from the door. I would have liked to take some photos before I left, but...
え？
Oh shit.
今、鍵の音しなかった？
Yeah. That was what it sounded like. Sounded of a key. Is it opening? We were too confused to move. Sorry, I kind of skipped over the lines. I had my finger on it. There was no sign of anyone coming out. I slowly touched the doorknob. Yeah, that's not creepy at all. It turned. The door was unlocked. How? As if guided by all the strange things that were happening, I pushed the record button on my smartphone. I gripped the doorknob tighter. A voice in my mind told me to stop, to go back, but it was wiped out by the sound of the smartphone recording starting and the door slowly opening. The more it opened, the less I was able to ignore my curiosity. It felt like something besides Serica was pushing me forward as I opened the door. Oh yeah, I mean, it unlocked itself. The song was playing in the dimly lit room. All the lights were on, but the sun outside was streaming through the open window. Its light was very weak. Oh, great. There's somebody, like, dead in the tub or something. The curtain in front of me, which partitioned off a part of the room, was blocking the light. There's a dead body behind that. I gulped and then realized my lips were dry. I ran my tongue over them to wet them a little and then realized my heart was pounding. The sound was so loud that I thought my heart might have somehow moved up into my ears. It seemed to be beating out some bizarre rhythm, and it was making me sick. I forced myself to swallow my saliva and hoped that it would be enough to keep me from throwing up. Then I took a slow step forward. I held up my phone to record what I was seeing, and then I realized something. That curtain wasn't partitioning the room. It was a bed. And there was a raised spot off the floor with a circular bed surrounded by a curtain. There's a dead body behind there, isn't there? The light was streaming out from behind it. The windows we'd seen were on the other side of it. And the song that seemed to be coming from there as well. Crap, it was too dark. I went to flip the nearby light switch, then forced myself to stop. No. Couldn't touch anything in the room. Some type of crime must have taken place here. Yeah, you can get your fingerprints all over the place. But I was too scared to go any deeper into the darkness. My shoes made my steps loud against the floor. There was no response, only the relaxed melody. I gave a signal to Serica, who was still behind me, and went deeper into the room. What? For a moment I just...
なんか金属がきしむ音みたいな。
Metal. I felt like I was hearing it between the gaps in the music box's melody. There was no chance that I could see it. Metal makes me think of the guy who was hung up on the wall with metal stakes. No one jumped out. Nothing was moving. I ate a drink of water real quick. Sorry. There was just the sound of the music box. I looked from one part of the room to another to make sure nothing was amiss. And then I slowly moved forward. Someone was lying on the floor. But I don't think they're dead because I think that's like a main character. When my eyes adjusted to the gloom, I saw. Oh, she killed that guy? Well, that's the second cop. A police officer and a woman. The officer was lying up against the bathroom, with his legs splayed and his head drooping. The girl was lying on the floor face down. They showed no signs of noticing us. I think I saw this scene from the Steam buy page. When you buy it, this scene looks familiar to me. The glass behind them was shattered in 1,000 pieces.
やばい。
The second I understood what was going on, the hand holding the smartphone started to shake. Crap. See a little blood dropping off the police officer's head. So did she murder him? Or did someone murder him and hurt her or something? I spun around as I heard the sound. shit. Someone. The warmth drained from my face in an instant. My whole body shivered. Someone was sitting on the bed. I think those are chains. That would explain the metal sound. I staggered back and slammed into Serica. So there is a murder.
早く
But I couldn't move. My hand was frozen as it pointed to the smartphone toward whoever was behind the curtain, and it wasn't doing what I told. What if you just stuck your phone in there without looking? I took a step back, tripped, and then fell on the floor. My lungs weren't working right. The silhouette moved a little, and I flinched. No, it didn't move. The bed was rotating. Yeah, that's 100% a dead body. Whoever was behind the curtains showed no signs of noticing us. They didn't budge an inch.
何なんだよ
What? So, yeah, that's the other thing. The door opened on its own, and now it's locking on its own. What the? Serica's voice sounded like it was far away. Someone with delusion powers, stopping it from opening. I ran back to the entrance and slammed myself into the door. It wasn't opening. It wasn't opening.
なんで開かないんだよ
Serica yelled back at me. Yeah, that's weird. Serica screamed as she slammed against the door. The sentient door. I helped her try to batter it down. But it didn't work. It was like trying to batter down a wall. Is it the cop? Suddenly, I heard a knock at the door. I reflexively jumped away without thinking. It was coming from this door. The knocking was rhythmic and constant. Oh, great. It's the neighbors. No, I'm kidding. It was just a knock at the door. My whole body started to shake. What if the sentient door is knocking itself? Someone was on the other side of the door. Someone was knocking. It definitely wasn't the police. I felt as if my sanity was boiling away, melting out the soles from my feet on upward.
ダメだ
That's a weird way to put it. Don't open that door. Right, go out the back.
窓から何とかして逃げよう
How are you gonna get out the window? There was no way down. I looked. I grabbed Serica's hand and ran to the back of the room. I fell silent at what I saw. Hey, did you just run into the crime scene? What was that? The curtain was, oh, it's metal rods. There was a man there sitting. That's odd. 4 metal poles going through his neck. You think his head would almost fall off. No, he was moving slowly. The bed was moving in time to the sound of the music box. An eerie sound came from the wire wrapped around his neck. Oh, I see. So it's wrapped around his neck. The wire was hanging around the ceiling, choking him. His face was all puffed up, a color I'd never seen before. His pants were wet, and the stain extended to the bed itself. The smell of piss and shit hung on my nose. Oh, great. He wasn't alive, he was dead, yeah. This is what you wanted. Why was he dead? Did he suffocate? Why was the curtain open? What did you think? You wanted to see a dead body. And what the hell was he doing? Why was he dead? My right hand moved without me realizing it. I needed to use this window to escape, but I pointed my phone's camera at the body instead. The body spun slowly. Each time it went around, the wire made an awful sound and dug deeper into his neck. It dug so Oh, so is it gonna go deeper and deeper with each span until his head pops off? That's pretty messed up. If it dug in so deep by now, the man's neck was the size of my wrist. The skin must have been broken because it was bleeding a little. Sarika was right next to me, but her voice sounded far away, like she was talking through a telephone. Honestly, if the door had locked him in, this is what he wanted to see. I need to get out of here, but I couldn't stop the film. Why am I doing this? Why was he dead? Why dug deeper and deeper into his neck without waiting for me to come up with an answer? The body turned away from me. I could see the back of his neck. The flesh around the wire had swollen red and black. I heard a muffled sound, like something hard slapping inside of my bag, or snapping. The head slumped just a little. Yeah, it's gonna keep going until it pops off. His neck had just been broken. That must have been the sound of a neck breaking. I could hear Sarika's voice. Get out of here. Get out of here. That's right. Well, it's locked, right? My body moved as I heard another sound. Spun around. Oh shit. Yeah, that's the picture I seen. So she's not dead? I screamed. Does he pass out? Then I heard something from behind me. I didn't know what I did, but the next thing I knew, my whole field of vision had turned red. Then I felt something like a ball hit me. Before I could understand what it was, everything faded to black. Game over. Game over. September 30th, 2015, Wednesday. So the next day. Was he in a hospital or something? Half past midday. Oh.
新庄さん、所持品と防犯カメラの映像から親族に裏取れました。死亡したのは柿田博則22歳。渋谷在住のフリーターで更新でマーケティングのアルバイトをしていたようです。
Koshin? I guess it's a district or something. A venture capital company located in Shibuya that participated in the post-earthquake reconstruction business. After using massive amounts of money to monopolize the construction companies involved in the reconstruction, they moved on to other projects such as the introduction of new infrastructure and city development. Okay. I gotcha.
更新でバイト？恋人は？
いません。同居人もなし。一人暮らしだったようです。
I think he was more asking about if he had a lover he went to the love hotel with. Shinjo cursed. If he was single and not in a relationship, it would take time to figure out his private life. Yep. Koshin was one of the companies that had profited the most from the recovery project in recent years. Part-timer or not, if he worked there, he was probably pretty busy. So is this the police investigation side that we got like in Chaos Head? Is he the main investigator, detective person? It's possible that his coworkers knew just his name and nothing else about him outside of work.
新庄さん、マスコミへの対応どうしますか？海読みテレビやニコニアのネット記者が引き下がらなくて。
それから現場にいた例の子たちですが、壁報の新聞部と言っていた2人、状態は落ち着いたみたいなんですが、やはりところどころ要領を得ません。
What about the third kid? The blonde girl?
もう一人の女の子も身元を示すものを何も持っていなく、柿田の交友関係、親戚筋から洗っていますが、まだ当たりません。こっちは。
あと、先ほど検視の方から問い合わせが。
I was just thinking, like, who the heck is she?
待て、勝手に。
ニコニアニュースの渡部です。すいません。
Suppress.
一体何が起こって？
出て行け。許可なく入るな。
一言お願いします。
Shinjo's men physically dragged the reporter out of the room. He had to stop himself putting his hands on his head and moaning. He couldn't let his men see him acting weak. Shinjo had been with Police HQ Section 1 for less than 7 years. He didn't get along with his superiors, but he'd managed to beg his way into being charged with this case. Maybe this is his way of avenging the death of an older detective who he'd admired. Oh, from the first one. He admired him, huh?
窓枠の鑑識が終わったらすぐに外から見えないようにしといてくれ。
I really liked it,
あ
that
のネッ
detective
ト記者
too.
は
It was
最
a
近
shame
何
he
してるか
died.
わからん。
はい。
検視は俺が直接対応する。それから会社の仕事周りへの人数を増やしてくれ。上には後で俺から言っておく。
はい。それで例の子たちは？
Yes, what about them?
それも俺が持つ。じゃ、よろしく頼む。
You get a private interview or something? Interrogation. His men raced out of the room. They'd never had a case like this before. They were probably pretty excited. Yep, the new gen stuff is happening again. So was Shinjo, to be honest. The whole thing was such a mess they didn't know where to begin. But his detective's instincts were screaming at him to start doing the work needed to find the killer.
よし。
はい、信用調査会社フリージアでございます。
His call was answered on the first ring like always.
俺です。
Sorry, I'm not commenting much. I'm just trying to follow along and
あ
see
ら、新庄ちゃん。
what the heck's
遅かっ
going
たわ
on.
ね。もうちょっと早く連絡が来ると思ってたけど。
Is that the same lady from Chaos Head? The one who was like, I think she was part of the organization or something? I think she was calling the Committee 300 at the end of it or something. I don't remember.
すいません。
Shinjo apologized without thinking and for no clear reason. He always felt like a naughty child when he spoke to this CEO who happened to be a woman.
現場の面倒をちゃんと見てるから苦労すんのよ。少しはあの人みたいにチャランポランでいきなさいな。
先輩の性格まで見習うつもりはありませんよ。
It is her because she's talking about the detective and his partner who was really an asshole murderer.
真面目だわね。いつまでも真面目が美徳だと思ってると痛い目見るわよ。
百瀬さん。
Yep,
そん
Momo
なこと
said that
より
was it.
相談したいことがあるんです。
Don't trust her. Shinjo cut her off before she could continue her lecture and gave her a brief description of the case. This was a violation of the rules, but the only way to solve a crazy case was to be a bit crazy yourself. That was the first thing he'd learned from the older detective.
それって殺人なの？自殺なの？
Yeah, he was basically trying to explain why there was like magic and superpowers in the first one. Momose asked her question after he described the situation. She got to the heart of the problem.
現状ではそれがわからないんです。
She's probably gonna tell him that it sounds like new gen murders. Or maybe not, maybe she'll lead him astray. The hotel got suspicious when Kakita had never come down after checkout time. When more than 10 calls to his room went unanswered, they contacted the police. 2 officers, as well as someone from the hotel, had gone to the room where they found the body of an unconscious girl. One officer stayed at the scene to keep it secure, and the other searched the hotel to make sure it was safe. Did the girl kill the officer or something? During the search, he forgot to lock the employee entrance in the back near the stairs. That was how those 2 students from Hekiho had gotten in. Shortly after he left the room, the girl woke up and started strangling the officer who'd stayed. He hit his head on the edge of the glass window and knocked himself out. He was going to be fine, but he'd been out cold until backup arrived. Oh, so he lived. When the backup got there, they found the girl unconscious on the floor. A boy from Hekiho had passed out on the floor too. The other girl from Hekiho was throwing up also on the floor. Kakita's cause of death was asphyxia via strangulation or asphyxiation. The wire on his neck was a kind used at construction sites. It had been hung in an X pattern for the lights on the ceilings. And he'd been sitting on the bed as it rotated. But why there was so much pressure on his neck? That's why there had been so much pressure on his neck that finally his head had been severed. Yep, I figured it would happen. From the estimated time of death, Kakita had passed away before the police had ever been contacted. The body on the bed kept spinning in time with the music, one rotation every 2 minutes. In the end, the man's head had been cut off completely. The problem was the girl in the room. There was no indication that she'd ever touched Kakita. There were no fingerprints or any other signs that she'd touched Kakita's body, the bed, or the wire. Maybe she was trying to stop the bad guy who did it? I don't know. The only things that they'd found under her fingernails were skin and blood from the officer she'd strangled. In fact, there was no indication she'd touched much of anything in the room. Like maybe the bad guy using delusions, the murderer, and she was chasing him with her magic D-sword powers, and then she lost, and then woke up confused and strangled the officer? Maybe? I don't know, I'm just making shit up. Everything they found belonged to Kakita. And according to the officer she'd strangled, when she attacked him, she'd clearly been in an unstable psychological state. Her eyes were bloodshot and out of focus.
つまり何？その女の子は柿田って男が死ぬのを黙って見ていて、部屋の中のものにほとんど触れず、混濁した意識のまま警官に襲いかかって首を絞めたと。
Wait, didn't the officer find her passed out? And then she woke up and strangled him now? Shinjo scratched his head as he heard her sum up the situation. That's what it looked like, at least from what they knew right now. And just by going like that, it sure looked like a suicide. But it was all far too strange.
なるほど。厄介だわね。現場に入り込んだっていう壁砲の子たちは？
ショックが大きかったようで、最初は何も喋らなかったんですが、今は少しずつ話し始めています。ですが、いろいろと問題のある壁砲の子ですから。
Oh, really? He checked with the school and verified that they were part of the school's newspaper club. Yeah, they're probably gonna get in trouble. Security camera at the rear entrance had seen them coming in, which matched with their testimony, but didn't know what to make of their testimony that the door had opened on its own, or someone else had tried to come into the room. The door was equipped with an automatic lock, and the only person inside the room who could have opened it was that girl. There was no sign of her fingerprints on the door. A security camera in the hallway showed no signs of anyone else trying to go in. Yep. In any event, it was extremely rare for a civilian to see a dead body outside of a funeral. In an unstable mental state, it was extremely easy to imagine things or just outright be mistaken about what was going on. Nope. It was some more magic crap. If they turned out to have any relationship to Kakita or the girl, he planned on letting them off with a stern warning.
結局のところ、一番大きな手がかりは部屋に潜んでいたその子なんですが、
they're getting off pretty
何
easy.
も喋りません。
Just a warning.
そのままだと非感知よね。
Is she crazy?
はい。そうなると大幅に捜査が遅れることになるので、そうしたくないんです。
わかったわ。ちょっと情報を回させてちょうだい。多分新庄ちゃんの立場的に無理してもらうことになるから。
It's funny, every time I hear this lady's
3分後にこっ
voice,
ちからかけ直すから。
all I can hear is Frieza from Dragon Ball.
あ、助かります。よろしくお願いします。
Dragon Ball Z, but yeah. Shinjo went to hang up the phone.
ああ、ちょっと。
あ、はい。
そういえばお願いがあるのよ。絶対に新庄ちゃんのためにもなることなんだけど、聞いてくれないかしら。
What? So it was basically an order. Then Shinjo thought to himself.
何ですか？
この件に関して、私より詳しいうちの子が一人いるのよ。それで、今回の現場を直接見たいって言ってるんだけど、お願いできない？
部外者を現場に？
Specialist or something?
いつだって物事を解決するヒントを与えるのは部外者よ。
After all, I'm an outsider too, she continued. In his head, Shinjo went over the steps he'd taken and he'd have to take and the time required to take them. Ugh. You know,
明日、いや、明後日で構いませんか？
I think I'm gonna end it here. I'm starting to get a little tired, starting to mess up my words before I start rambling nonsense. I think I'll just end it here. So that was new episode of Chaos Child Let's Play, and I'll do more of these now and not disappear randomly for months on end. And look forward to new videos soon on the channel. I'm trying to bring it back because I don't want it to die. But yeah, see you guys in the next one.